Hello everyone and welcome to CBCLIPS. In this CBCLIPS episode, I present you with an infant girl who has Down syndrome and an acute on chronic non-bilious emesis diagnosed as gastroesophageal reflux presumptively. I tell you that her abdomen is benign, but she's dehydrated. She has a hypochloremic, hypokalemic metabolic alkalosis, and I show you her film. The electrolyte picture in itself pretty much gives you the diagnosis, because when you have this electrolyte picture, you know that it's either a gastric outlet obstruction or a prolonged preampullary obstruction. So right away, just the electrolytes start to tell you what's going on. What do we see in the film? We see gastroduodenal pneumatosis. We see air throughout the gastric wall, very prominent, and even in the duodenal bulb on the right side transversely, we see a circle of air delineating the duodenal bulb. This is a rare finding, and it really has three differential diagnoses. By far the most common is gastric or duodenal obstruction and high intraluminal pressure. You can also get an entity called emphysematous gastritis, which is very rare, and necrotizing enterocolitis rarely affects the foregut. Very, very rare. Now, interestingly, most of you said that you would admit this patient, resuscitate, etc., and do an upper GI. And I completely agree that that would be the way to do it. Interestingly, this baby was of major concern to the ER doctor, and he went on to do a CT scan right away, and the CT scan, as expected, diagnosed a preampullary duodenal obstruction, as you see here. After we admitted her for nasogastric decompression, electrolyte disturbance correction, hydration, took her to the operating room through a periumbilical incision, and I like to do a duodenoplasty for these patients. Some of you may want to do a bypass and may want to do this laparoscopic, which is fine, but I like to do an open duodenoplasty where I really inject the duodenal bulb, delineate where the obstruction is, open longitudinally, close transversely. And this patient did very, very well. I want to take this opportunity to ask those of you who have not responded to the CBCLIPS research study to please take a few minutes. We would really, really appreciate your feedback on CBCLIPS. Thank you, and until another CBCLIPS.